Hey guys, Chalupa here, and welcome to PC Building Simulator. Brand new, came out the other day, and I did try this when it was on itch.io, I think it was. I was interested, played, and I'm glad it's finally out on Steam in early access. Although it's still got a little ways to go for at least adding parts in. Like, when I was planning on making this video, I wanted to recreate my computer, but sadly it's missing stuff like the case, the graphics card, the RAM, maybe a couple other things, and it just focuses on the internal hardware, so it doesn't have stuff that you can customize like monitors, keyboards, mice. And it also doesn't have water cooling, which I'm missing. So I think what I'm gonna start out with is I'm gonna show the how to build a PC part of this. We'll just go through the basic steps on how to create your computer, build it piece by piece. Alright, how to build a PC mode. In this tutorial, you will learn about the main components of PC and how they go together. So we come in here, open the case. First we need to remove the side panels of the case so we can install the components inside. So we hold there, that pops off. We can spin this around. Alright, install the PSU. Great, next up we'll install the power supply unit. This provides the power to all of the components. It lives behind a PSU mount which needs to be removed before the PSU can be installed. So that's this guy right here. Oh, left click. We'll unscrew these. Then we'll take off this bracket. We'll go into the inventory and take the power supply right here. And here it just tells you a little bit about what it does. Because you got a fan, mains power, and the modular ports back here. This is where you plug everything in to the computer. So we'll install that bracket. Then we'll screw everything in. And we finish up. Now we gotta install the motherboard. At the heart of the PC is a motherboard, and all of the major components connect to it. So go back into our inventory. Got the motherboard here, and that's a lot of information. If you want, you can read all that, but we're just gonna install it. So click there, and we've got to put in the standoffs, which bring the motherboard out from the case a little bit, so it properly fits into there. So finish that up, motherboard's in. This looks a lot like my old motherboard, although it didn't have that many USB and Ethernet ports. So we'll finish screwing this in. Motherboard's in place. Now we just gotta hook up the power. So connect it up there. Then we'll connect it to this guy down here. Automatically connects the cable, even though it's kind of clipping through the motherboard there. And that utilizes that hole there. That one went up there, all the way to the back. And now we got this guy, which gets connected to the front ports there, just for power, I think. The central processing unit, or CPU, is a PC's brain. Performs calculations based on information from some components and passes the results to others. So we'll take the CPU. I wonder which one this is. Alright, yeah, it's got all that adjusted so you can see that one. and install. So let's reposition the camera, zoom in. So we had to lift this hatch here. Now we'll install the processor, and this is crucial, the placement, because if you place it wrong, like usually there's a golden arrow, something like that, even though it's on all corners. It'll show you the right direction to place it, and you have to make sure that it's sitting in correctly. If it's not, and you close this, then it's going to break the pins off below, and either the processor or the motherboard is going to be completely unusable. So now we have to put on the thermal paste. The CPU gets very hot and it needs to be cooled by a cooler. First we apply thermal paste to the CPU to improve the conductivity between it and the cooler. So just put a little pea-sized dot there. Ugh. Now we gotta install the CPU cooler. There are two main cooling types, air and water. Water is what I have in mine. So, in here, get the fan, got all that information. So we'll install it. And we've got the power here. We'll connect to there. Now we've got the graphics card. The next important component is the graphics processing unit, or GPU. GPUs are often mini computers in themselves with their own processors and memory to calculate the complex visuals of today's games. So I remember when I was first building my first computer, I started off, I just had the motherboard. I just used the onboard graphics for, I don't know, a week or two. And I tried playing Rocket League, and even on the lowest settings I was only getting 30 FPS. So I thought, okay, maybe a graphics card is needed. So I went online, I bought a 960. I hooked that up, installed some stuff, started up Rocket League, and I still had the same results, 30 FPS on lowest graphics. So I thought, what the heck, why is this even needed? Is it broken? So I went to restart my computer, and it installed some more drivers and stuff. Started up Rocket League again, and I was finally getting decent frames out of it. So it wasn't that I still had the connector, I didn't have the cord connected to on board. It was definitely in the graphics card, but it was just more stuff needed to be installed. So now we gotta install memory, or RAM, random access memory. RAM is very fast memory that the CPU uses to hold the programs that are running on the PC. RAM comes in sticks, and many of the same type can be combined to give the PC more memory to use. So we'll go in here. We got this guy. How much is in it? I can't see. Oh well. Got that. So now we gotta open up these clips so that we can snap in the memory. And that's done. So now the last major component is a hard drive disk, or HDD, which you could also use an SSD, a solid state drive, which is faster, and there are no moving components, and I believe it's not affected by metal or magnets, which makes it better, I think, for if you're in an airport and you run it through the scanner. I think if you have a hard drive disk, then memory will be lost. I think that's it. I could be misinformed. So the hard drive stores all the data for the operating system, the programs, and the user's photos, music, and videos. Don't forget their games, which could be under programs. So inventory, hard drive, Yeah, the SSD doesn't have moving parts, which means you can fling it around a lot and it shouldn't be damaged, but if you spin something like this around, then the needles on the inside of the hard drive, which are used to read and write on the disks, they can scratch the surface and it'll lose data, so you might want to avoid doing that. So let's come over here, zoom out a bit, open that up, put the hard drive in, and close it. So now we, oh, don't want to click out. So we've got the connectors here. This is a SATA cable, which I thought it'd be the smaller one. It should be. So we'll connect it to one of these guys over here, and the SATA is to transfer data. And SATA stands for Serial ATA. So additional cooling. All the components of the PC give out heat. Case fans will help keep the temperature down by moving the hot air out of the case. So spin this back around. And we got our fan here. And we'll place it there. Put in the screws. Finish up. And we'll hook up the power to down there. And now it's time to close the case. Now we just need to replace all the covers to protect all those delicate components. So we'll put that on, put this on, and turn on the PC. Now we need to plug in all the cables and power the PC on. So just hold on to that, hook up there, hook up there, hook it up to the graphics card. Hook that up, hook up the power. We don't need to flip the switch back here because there is none. And zoom out a bit. Power. And we're back to the main menu. That's something I like about that tutorial. It's got the monitor there and it just sends you right back here. Alright, so if you're interested in building computers, I'd say that this game is it's got decent tutorials on how to show you how to do that, like what I just did. Then there's also the free build in it, which I'll show a little bit of what I've done, which it's not much. Alright, so you've got this room here. You've just got this little hallway, that door goes nowhere. And you've got this little room where you can build computers. So you got this case right here. And then this one I put together. And this guy, which is the same case as one before, I just... is there anything in here? No, there is not. So go back here, install the panel again. I'll just pick this up and put it back in storage. And here you've got a bunch of cases to look through. As you can see, did I pass? Nope, this is the one. So the one it was showing before is the Cooler Master Master Case Maker 5T. I'm not sure if that's 100% oh wait. Well, I guess I did have fans in it. I remember putting those in. Yeah, so you've got this computer that I've been just working on. And it's got a EVGA GeForce GTX 1080 gaming. And this isn't the one that's in my computer. I kinda wish it was, even though I've got the 1080 Founders Edition. So I've got 16 gigabytes of RAM, unless the two of them are 8 total. Yeah, you've got air cooling there, I've got an SSD right there, and you've got this here, and so far this is all the graphics cards that's in the game right now. A big selection, yet still not what I need. So they do have some stuff that I have in here, like the i5 7600K, the motherboard. I have the is it? Should be here. MSI Z270 Gaming Pro Carbon, and that's also this guy in here. So I am excited to see what more parts they come into this, or they bring into it. So we'll save this just in case. And there is a career, which I could do if you guys want to see. But I think that will be it for this video. I'll try and get back to it soon. But that is it for now. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.